Is there elephants that live above us?
Nah, I think it's a toddler.
Toddler?
Yeah, I think
toddler sounds that loud.
I think he keeps falling forward.
Oh, right.
You know when a toddler can do like 5 steps and then falls on all fours? I think it's that.
P-Bell has been kidnapped. Tell the boys to ride.
Welcome to another episode of Fresh Happenings, the show that is at the forefront of philosophical conversations. Would you say?
This one's getting deep.
How long does it take you to grow your beard?
Not very long at all.
No?
No. I have hair growing everywhere.
I think you reach a certain age, just like can't stop growing hair everywhere, and you really have to maintain that stuff, you know?
I've got hair in my ears, coming out my nose. I've got hair here. I have to shave this bit.
You got like furry cheeks.
Yeah, I have hair. I could grow a beard up to here if I wanted to.
Wow. Well, there's a little insight. The topic we're looking at today is, what will the world be like in 100 years?
Yeah.
What will the world be like in 100 years' time? What do you reckon?
So I was trying to look at what the world was like 100 years ago, so I
Okay.
can see how much we've advanced from that point to this point. So we're looking 1918. I'm currently watching Peaky Blinders. Just after that,
Your boy Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy, I love it. It's a great show. Still got the repercussions of the First World War in that time. Medicines got a lot better from 50 years before it, but still very basic compared to today's standards. Cars were a relatively new thing. If we go from that point when cars were just starting to what cars are now, the sky is the limit. Self-driving.
Well, that's another thing, because they've been testing out them Google cars, haven't they? Did somebody die?
From what I've read with these self-driving cars, there's never been a self-driving car accident that wasn't caused because the computer couldn't comprehend human error. So a car's either pulled out in front of it or gone too soon or not soon enough, and the car's just been like...
Oh, well, if I was driving that, I'd have definitely gone there.
Whereas a human can change that spur of the moment thing, so that's what they're still working on technology-wise.
Okay.
So it's where you want to start. There's all sorts of things that you're going to change. You've got medicine will change, travel will change, culture will change. What do you reckon humans will be like in 100 years' time?
Things seem to go round and round, don't they? Like things that were popular in, you know, the 70s, 80s and 90s. You can see a lot of that in today's culture that have come back out again. Yeah. One thing that we know for sure will still be in fashion come then, jeans.
Do you reckon in 100 years' time?
When have jeans not been in fashion? Since jeans have been a thing. They've changed the way they look,
Yeah, they have.
but they've always been there.
Until they come up with another sort of durable, comfortable material. We are talking 100 years.
I don't know, I don't think the jeans ever gonna go.
I think the jeans could go.
In replace of what?
Something else more comfortable and durable, which is what jeans were originally made for. It'd be interesting if 1920s fashion came back in, because it's the 2020s.
Well, you think everything's just gonna correlate?
Yeah, why not?
So when we get back to the 80s again, it's just gonna be like the 80s, from before.
Yeah, but in a different way. Will moustaches come back?
Well, moustaches are back now.
Not really. I rarely see a gentleman just walking around. The haircuts from the 20s have already started coming back.
I think when I was watching Dunkirk, everyone's hairstyle in this looks like a current day hairstyle. When we were growing up in the 2000s, it was very much rock centric, and now it's completely changed.
Yeah, rock's kind of the underground sort of.
I don't even know if it's barely underground. Where do you think, you mentioned medicine, where do you think medicine's gonna go?
There's always a peak and trough in population, then something dramatic happens and it brings itself back down. Plague did it, wars have done it. We're now getting to another peak now. Is there something just around the corner that is going to lower the population?
Zombie apocalypse.
Zombie apocalypse is major wars.
I like how you took the zombie apocalypse as a legit thing that could happen.
You never know.
Since we've been kids, like bird flu, swine flu, these are always the big epidemics that are coming to kill us, and you know what, they never do. We're just a different kind of society now. Maybe we are the first culture that can survive catastrophes.
Touch wood.
Yeah. Since like we now literally carry a phone with us everywhere, barely leaves our side. Some people sleep with the goddamn things underneath their pillows. Are we gonna go further into that technology world? Are we looking at, you know, Black Mirror? And if we are, that terrifies me.
Yeah.
We are obsessed with social media, we're obsessed with technology.
Yeah.
So are we gonna get to the point where we're gonna start augmenting ourselves and getting implants and all these kinds of things?
There's a huge shortage at the minute of, let's say, organ donors. I don't think we're far off now, at least some organs being robotic.
Or artificially grown.
Yeah, I can envisage 100 years time, that's going to be a thing. It's not a worry that people have anymore, waiting on lists for things. It's just one of those, you know how we go in to have your arm fixed. There was a time that if you broke your arm, there's a chance you're going to get infected and you're going to die. When they asked kids 50 years ago, what's the world going to be like? Phones weren't even something they considered, but I think it's going to go so far that it's something we've not even considered. The internet wasn't even dreamed about back then. They were thinking flying cars, because a car was there. It'd be cool if it flew. Yeah. The way technology works is somebody will invent it because people want to enhance that part of their life. So the reason social media is so popular is because everyone is a little bit attention seeking. So you've got to look at what human nature is struggling with at the minute and what could possibly fill that void. So my initial thought is laziness. Everyone, at least once, has woke up in the morning and gone, tell you what, it'd be brilliant if I didn't actually have to get out of bed.
Someone matters, am I right?
Yeah. So will we be going down the route of maybe not robots doing stuff for us, but something being able to
like
complete.
Wall-E. It's going that way already though, isn't it? Because robot hoovers that are going around. We're already at that point where we're trying to make our homes do the thinking for us.
Yeah.
You know, we got fridges that tell you how much is in the fridge. This brings us on, I guess, to it's a perfect tangent to go in to talk about AI. Are we going to go too far with it?
In 50 years' time, we might get into AI and all that sort of stuff, but we find out that was massively wrong, or something happens, and you have to go backwards again. The end of the Roman Empire, back to the Dark Ages. A lot of people thought that was they already had flowing waterworks and things like that. They got rid of it all and they went back to living in huts. Could we reach a point in 100 years' time where we're actually not as advanced as we are now? Something's happened and we've gone backwards. There'd be all sorts of issues if computers took over certain jobs. I have a job that a computer could technically do. If you've got self-driving cars, there is no need for bus drivers, taxi drivers. Would that either lead to new types of jobs coming about in 100 years' time, or this regress where people start putting up fronts against this advance because people are losing out?
I think we'll probably see a lot of robot stuff be implemented. I don't know if we're going to be walking around with robot butlers and stuff.
I don't think it's going to be. I think we're advancing in a different way.
Sure.
I think cleaning a house could go that way, that we don't actually need a robot that walks around and cleans it the way a human would.
Yeah.
The walls can just wipe themselves, or some film just rips off the room and the room is clean again.
Will we make contact with life outside of Earth?
I'm going to go for no.
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 No. Okay.
A straight no.
No.
See, I think there's a lot of strides being kind of made in that area. We're seeing new planets which are as far away from their own stars that they could inhabit life like Earth. The galaxy's constantly opening up to us, isn't it? It wouldn't shock me if NASA tomorrow said we found an alien life form.
And I think we may, in 100 years' time, have the ability to do it.
Will we, in 100 years, have a moon base?
With travel, again, going back to 100 years' time, nobody thought you could get to Australia in a day on a plane. I can fully envision in 100 years' time, people can catch a one-day flight to the moon. What if then you get rid of that and you just get into a pod, and there's whole sets of, so it's not on land anymore, because we're having to try and solve population, so we're needing as much land as possible to build as many houses. So they put transport underground, and you have a pod that you get into, and it shoots you through a big tube really quickly, and you come out at whatever. The computer can work out which way you're going. Do you reckon they can get a human to travel in the same way to wherever they want?
I don't think so.
Teachers, the lack of teachers for the amount of kids.
Wow, okay.
Why not have your classroom on a visor? Virtual reality classroom. You need one teacher, and you can basically do a presentation to 100 kids. Yes, you'd need the one-to-one stuff afterwards, and you'd have to work out how to do that. Families are getting smaller as well. 100 years ago, people were having 7 kids, 8 kids, 9 kids. People don't want that now. People want as much money as they can to buy commercial products.
In kind of conclusion, I think I don't really like the predictions we're making about it. I don't know, that doesn't seem like a world that I really want to live in. But it's all right, because we'll be dead and buried long before it ever happens.
Or not, because the technology is advancing that quickly that they can just augment our organs and we live to 293.
Or beam our consciousness into the cloud.
That'd be cool. What's your big prediction for 100 years' time?
Disney will own everything. And that's it.
Ooh. So there we go. See you in 100 years' time.